Welcome to our A-Linker 20-minute yoga class. I hope that everyone's feeling well today and glad you could be here to join us for this session. It's going to be a gentle yoga practice. We'll have a couple of new moves in it and we're going to do a couple of flows. So as always, if you need to take breaks, please do. This is your practice. I'm here to guide you. And there's no right way to do any of these moves. I just hope that you feel comfortable. And if you haven't practiced with me before, my name is Donna. So let's get started. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position at the back of our bike. So our back is upright and we've got reasonable posture. You can have your legs on the ground, they can be up on your axle, whatever's comfortable. But to start, we're going to do what's called half Sun Salutations. Following along with me, when we move our arms up, we're going to breathe in. When we move our arms down, we're going to breathe out. Try and breathe in and out through your nose. And if you can, try and hear your breathing at the back of your throat. If you can make your breathing audible, then what you're doing is called pranayama breathing. And it's really good for relaxing you and getting you into your yoga practice. So we're going to start and let's go from our hands in front of our pelvis. We're going to breathe in and out. Breathing in and out. If you want, you can close down your eyes if you're comfortable. Just remember to breathe. Breathing in and out. Soaking in all that wonderful air. Feeling gratitude for being here today. Breathing in and out. Last two times on your own. And hands to heart center. How does that feel? Please remember to breathe through your yoga practice. And as I said, stop if you need to. The next move we're going to go into is called cat-cows. And it's a simple movement and it is really good for our back. And so when we do a cow posture, we're just arching the back slightly and looking up, breathing in. And moving into a cat position, we're curling over and your tummy is pushing back to your back. Your shoulders are rolling forward and you are breathing out on that move. So again, we're going to breathe in into a cow position, looking up, and it's a slight arch of your back, breathing out into cat. Remember when you look up in cow position, not to have your head extend back too far. That can be really hard on your neck. You're really just looking up and it's just a slight arch of your back. This should feel good in your lower back. If it doesn't feel good, then back off a little bit. Last time, breathing up, in and out. And we're just going to hold that pose for a moment. Coming up. Roll your shoulders back a little bit. We're going to move into a crescent moon. Some of you have done this before, but if you haven't, follow along with me. Your arms are going to come up. You're going to clasp your middle index or your index fingers together. And we're going to reach over to the left. Before we do that, we're going to shift our hip just slightly to the right so you've got stability before you bend. We're going to bend to the left, breathing in You should feel a lovely stretch through the right-hand side right now. We're in a bit of a C shape. Breathing out as you come up. Try to remember to breathe in and out through your nose if you can. We're going to move over to the right-hand side, so your left hip should come out just slightly. It's not out to here. It's just slight. And this should feel wonderful. On this pose, if you want to close down the eyes, please do. Come up. We're going to go over to the left again, breathing in. And hold. Breathe out. Breathe in again. Breathe out as you come up. If I forget to cue you to breathe, please don't stop. So we're going to come over to the right again. And it's a really lovely pose. As far as you lean over is absolutely fine. There's no right way or wrong way, but this shouldn't hurt. We're holding. Breathing out as you come up. Arms down by your side. And we'll hold in mountain pose just for a moment. So mountain pose is just really a standing pose, and you again may want to close your eyes for this and feel what you feel. And that could be feeling thankful for being able to practice yoga today. All right, hands to heart center. We're going to move into a warrior one position. So, to start, we're going to take our left foot and it's going to go on the inside of the axle. You might see Lori at the back, and Lori is modifying because she can't reach the axle, so she's got her feet up on a couple of pieces of, they're just plastic boxes, but if you have yoga blocks, you could use a yoga block. Your front foot is in the axle to support you, but if you can't reach it, then that's not good. So you could use another tool. So warrior one, with our left leg in the basket, we're just going to move our back leg back to whatever's comfortable. Your leg should be as straight as you can, not locked at the knee, and turn your toe out just slightly, just to 1 o'clock. And that's a warrior one position. Hips should be pointed forward, so if you want to check that, put your hands just inside your hip bones, and they should be pointed forward. Arms are going to come up, breathing in. And hold. And this is a warrior one. Breathing in. And out. Good. Next, we're going to humble our warrior. So to do that, we're going to take our hands and put them behind our back. If it's not comfortable, you could put your hands just by your sides, or you could interlock your elbows. But your hands go back, clasp your hands if you can. You're going to feel this through the shoulders, and you're just going to round forward a little bit. This is a humble position. Come forward as much as is comfortable for you. If it's really not comfortable, you can use your handlebars to lean on. And we're going to come back up, breathing in. Wonderful. Place your hands on your handlebars, switch feet, so your right foot's coming up into your basket or your axle. Your left foot is going to come back as straight as is comfortable and as far back as is comfortable. Place your foot down, your left toes come out just slightly. This shouldn't hurt the knee if it does come back a little bit. And you're going to reach up into warrior one. Remember to breathe. Good. We're going to move into humble warrior. So you're going to take your hands again, put them behind your back, And round your back a little bit and lean forward. So a little bit different than when we were doing our cat-cows. We're rounding forward. This is a really nice release of the lower back. It should feel really good. If it doesn't, back out of it. And if you need support of the handlebars, put your hands or elbows onto the handlebars for support. Good. Breathing in, coming back up. So we're going to switch sides again, and we're going to go starting in a Warrior 1 position and move into Warrior 2. Before we do that, the only difference really on the A-linker between Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 is that our foot is going to turn out. So when we are in Warrior 1, it's like this, one position, then we're going to go to 3 o'clock position. So follow along with me as best you can. Your left foot is in the axle. Remember to have your left knee bent. The right leg comes back only to what's comfortable, and it's like you're on railway tracks, so you want to be stable. We're going into a Warrior 1 position. And then we're going to move our foot out as much as comfortable, and arms are going to come out in a strong arm position. This is a powerful position in yoga. If you're like this, that's fine. You don't want to be like this. You don't want to overextend. And you're looking out over your middle finger. Remember, it doesn't matter how you look, it matters how you feel. We're going to flow this out a little bit. So we're going to move back. We're going to take your palm and make it face the ceiling. And now just float that arm back. And your right arm is going to probably want to touch your thigh. And we're going to come forward in the opposite direction. And this is just a little flow, and it feels really wonderful. Are you breathing? Remember to breathe. That's the most important thing in yoga. Because when we focus on our breathing, what it does is it slows down our mind. And why we want to do that is because we have a lot going on up there, thinking about what we're going to eat maybe after our practice or what we did this morning. So just take this time for you and breathe. Good. All right. Facing forward, we're going to change feet now. So your right foot is going into the axle. Your left foot is coming back to a comfortable position. Remember to keep those hips in line. You're on a railway track. Foot's coming out, or toes are pointing out now to 11 o'clock as best you can, and we'll move into a Warrior 1 position. So we're reaching up. Careful not to arch your back too much, so you want to engage your core so that you're not doing that. And now we're going to move into Warrior 2. So I won't be facing the camera here, but the left toe is facing out a little bit to start, and then you're reaching forward and back with your arms. Remember, if you can only move this far, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You can also support your knee on the A-linker frame if that helps you with your alignment. Looking over your front middle finger, breathing in and out. How does this feel? If it's too much, back off a little bit. So like the other side, we're going to flow it out a little bit. To start, we're going to reach forward with our left hand. The right arm comes back or not. And we're going to go back. Remember to breathe. Reaching back, not too far. Good. Coming forward. And back. And forward, last time. Good. And now we're going to do a couple of downward and upward dogs. So on the A-linker we have wonderful support of our handlebars. In a downward dog, all that we're going to do is put our feet back as much as you can that's comfortable and plant your feet. So your feet are flat. And if it's only up here, that's fine, but your feet should be flat. Your arms are coming up to the front of your handlebars, and you're just going to push away a little bit, and your head comes down a little bit. This is an A-linker modified downward dog. And to do an upward dog, we're just going to do what's like a a cow move. So you're just going to tilt your pelvis forward a little bit and look up. And it's really subtle. We're going to come back to downward dog, so you're looking down and coming forward again, tilting your pelvis forward and looking up like we did in the cow move. Last time into our downward dog. And upward dog. So this was a basic move. If we were doing a more advanced move, we'd actually have our feet back and be rolling on it. But this is, we'll get to that. So the last thing we're going to do before we end the class is we're going to do a flowing twist. We're going to keep things moving a little bit. So seated on your bike, or if you want to stand up, do so. I like to sit because it keeps my spine in line. And we're going to reach up, breathing in, and we're going to go into warrior two, arms to the right, breathing out. Come back up with your arms facing forward, and we're moving to the left, and you'll have warrior two, arms again. Wonderful. Breathing in, coming up, facing forward, to the right. That's it. Remember, there's no perfect way to do this. It's not how you look. Breathing in, coming up, it's how you feel. And this should feel good. Last time, coming up, looking forward, and now reaching to the right. And those arms look great. Coming back up, breathing in, and hands to heart center, looking down. So the last thing we're going to do before we say goodbye is we're going to each give ourselves the biggest hug we've had all day. So we're going to take one arm, reach it around to the left, to one shoulder, other arm to the other shoulder, and we're going to squeeze it in and hug ourselves for 6 seconds. And release. Thank you all for being here for our yoga practice. Hands to heart center. Namaste.